Okay, so we talk about few cases. Just want to let you know, even though total debit equal to total credit, it doesn't mean 100% sure is correct. Okay, so even though you got total debit equal to total credit, you should know it doesn't mean it's 100% correct. Not 100% sure is correct. Okay, so that's our point to let you know. Even though we double check it, but still you cannot say it's 100% sure. Okay, we are not sure. Maybe you made some mistake, like you forgot to recall one transaction, like you recall same transaction twice. Maybe you made two errors. These two errors offset each other, cancel each other. Okay, because of these some cases, maybe you still made some mistake, even though total debit equal to total credit. Okay. Okay, last thing. Then we finish chapter 2. So what's the last thing? It's quite simple about the format. Accounting, we want to present the data clearly to let the users read the data clearly. So we have some rules for the format 格式. Okay, so here just told you some format we have in order to make the data clearly. Okay, so what's that? Firstly is usually we put the dollar sign only first number and last number. Okay, in between all the numbers in between, we don't use the dollar sign. We skip it in order to make it simple. Okay, so another column, credit column, also first number and last number. Any number in between, we skip the dollar sign. Try to make it simple. Okay, another thing is usually we will use single line. So did you find out the single line? Here the single line. When we draw a single line means what? Means we will do some math above the single line. So we will do some math above the single line. So any number above the single line, we will do some math. So 100 plus 20 plus 50 plus 3, I got the final number 173. Okay, any number above the single line like this, we will do some math for any number above the single line. So 30 plus 130 plus 13. Yeah, so I got the final number 173. Okay, last thing is when we use the double underline. So here did you find out we use double underline for the number, for what number? Final amounts, totals, final amounts. So when I draw double underline means that's the final number. So no more. We stop here. No more. Okay? So it's like what? It's like, for example, if 100 plus 20 plus 30. So did you find out? and use the dollar sign only for first number. The other two numbers, I don't use the dollar sign, okay? Then when I draw single line, means what? Means I do the math for any numbers above single line. So 10 plus 20 plus 30 should be 60, right? So the number is 60. Did you find out? Dollar sign for last number, 60. Don't forget, it's last number. So I used to draw double underline to tell them there's the last number. Okay? Any questions? No? Okay, let's say for chapter 2. So we've done chapter 1 and chapter 2 already. Any questions? No? Okay. Please make sure you understand chapter 1 and chapter 2. Because based on chapter 1 and chapter 2, that's the basic and most important concept and skills you should have. And we will use all the knowledge from chapter 1 and 2 for the following chapters, like chapter 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, for example. So based on chapter 1 and 2, we will apply the concept and skills to other transactions. Okay, so please make sure you don't have any problem for chapter 1 and chapter 2. Okay, no problem, then let's go to chapter 3. So please go to your chapter 3. Right here. So chapter 3, what's our point? Our point is, hi Kai, what are you doing? Huh? In the accounting class? No, of course not. Make sense or not make sense? Normal or abnormal balance? Could you tell me? Okay, chapter 3, adjusting the account. So what does it mean? From chapter 1 and 2, we've done 90% transactions. But because of some reason, we still have 10 transactions we haven't recorded yet. So chapter 3 tell you how to record the 10% transactions. Okay? So chapter 1 and 2, you've done 90% transactions already. You've recorded 90% transaction already. But you know, we should record every transaction. So that's why chapter 3 tell you how to record the 10% transactions. Okay? Because of some reason, we still have 10% transactions we haven't recorded yet. So right now, we should record it. So we talk about the 10% transactions. I have to warn you, remind you right now. Chapter 3 is quite difficult for you guys. So chapter 1 or 2, maybe you think it's difficult. Chapter 3, more difficult. So you should be aware of this. So please pay attention to chapter 3. It's a difficult chapter for some of you, okay? Before we tell you how to record the 10% transactions, before that, I want to tell you two concepts. Okay? Peter, please wake him up. Okay, so two concepts you should have. Because of these two concepts, that's why we have to record the 10% transactions right now in chapter 3. Okay? First concept is what? Time period assumption. 会计期间假设。Time period assumptions. 会计期间假设。So what is time period assumptions? Time period assumptions means we cut the time into each periods. Okay? We divided the time into different time periods. Like what? We cut the time into 1 month, 1 quarter, 1 year. Usually, time is continuous, right? So how could you cut the time? Impossible. But right now, we have to do it. Why? Because we want to know the company is good apple or bad apple. Could you wait until the day Apple died? No, we cannot wait. I want to know it's good apple, bad apple this month, this quarter, this year. So that's why, even though the time is continuous, we cut it, divided it into each month, each quarter, each year. Okay? So that's time period assumption. So what does that mean? Time period assumption means we divided the economic life of business, which means we cut the time into different time periods. Could be 1 month, could be 1 quarter, could be 1 year. So maybe monthly, quarterly, or annual. In order to know it's good apple or bad apple. Okay? So that's time period assumption. So then why we do that? In order to evaluate to know is apple is good or bad apple. Okay? So for accounting time periods, 会计期间 usually just as I said, a month, a quarter, or a year. I want to know the company's situation each month, each quarter, or each year. So when the time period, 会计期间 time period is only for 1 month, only for 1 quarter, we call it interim period, 期中期间. Okay? When the time period only for 1 month or only for 1 quarter, which means not 1 year. In other words, not 1 year. We call it interim periods. So, not 1 year. Then how about the time period is 1 year? If the time period is 1 year, sometimes we call it calendar year, sometimes we call it fiscal year. Calendar year or fiscal year. What's the difference between calendar year, fiscal year. Both of them for 1 year. But why? In some situation, we call it calendar year. In what else situation, we call it fiscal year. Okay? Calendar year, just like the date we have. So calendar year means what? The first day is January 1st to December 31st. So the first day is January 1st. Last day is December 31st. We call it calendar year. Now how about fiscal year? Fiscal year means the first day could be any date except January 1st. Okay? So fiscal year could be any day except January 1st. So fiscal year first date could be any day except for January 1st. So that's fiscal year. Any day except January 1st. So there's a key difference. Calendar year, January 1st. Fiscal year, any day except January 1st. Okay? So for example, your company's first day is April 1st, 2021. So which day is your company's last day? March 30 next year, right? Okay? So if your company choose April 1st be your first day, so which day will be last day? March 30 next year. For example, your company choose August 1st be your first day. August 1st be your first day. Which is the last day? July 1st next year. Okay? Let you guess. For school, which day is the first day for school? Yeah, I told you already here, right? For school, first day is August 1st. Last day is July 31st. So for school, the first day is not January 1st. It's not. How about companies? Okay? So for Taiwan's company, usually Taiwan's company choose calendar year. So for Taiwan's company, usually we use calendar year. So calendar year for Taiwan's company. Fiscal year usually for US company. Okay? So based on that, you will note, even though for the whole year, different company start from different date if you are US company. Okay? Okay, based on this, then accounting, don't forget, our accounting output is what? Full financial statements, right? So based on the situations, we try to prepare 4 financial statements to users. Even though time period assumptions, we have monthly, quarterly, annual, right? But so far, our accounting output, we have only quarterly and annual financial statements. We don't have monthly financial statements. Why is that? Because the time is too short. We don't have much time to prepare monthly financial statements. So far we have only quarterly and annual financial statements. We don't have monthly because the time is too short. We don't have the ability to finish all the jobs, to record all the transactions within 1 month. Impossible, okay? So that's why for quarterly, each quarter, how many months? 3 months, right? So every 3 months, monthly, we will prepare 1 financial statement. So that's what we call quarterly. Also, we have financial statement for whole year situation, 4 quarters. Okay? So that's what we have so far. Quarterly financial statements and annual financial statements. Any questions? Okay, if you don't have any questions, maybe we stop here because next concept is important concept, but we need more time. But I give you some time to find out calendar year, fiscal year. So calendar year usually for Taiwan's company, right? Fiscal year usually for US company. So find out each company for each case. Okay? So find out one Taiwan's company to show me its fiscal year. Find out one US company to show me that's fiscal year. For example, for Apple company, I show you the Apple company and tell you Apple company is fiscal year. Because which day is Apple company's first day or last day? Did you find out? I just told you, usually we have only quarterly financial statements and annual financial statement. You won't find out monthly financial statements because it's impossible to finish all the jobs within 1 month. Okay, so here is Apple's financial statements right here. So where told me it? Let me check. Why? Should be in the first page. Oh, I find out. Haha. Did you find out? Here, for the fiscal year ended September 25th, 2021. So, yes, fiscal year. What is last day? For Apple company, its last day is September 25th. So, which is the first day for Apple company? September 26th last year, right? Right? Yes. Okay? So please find out maybe one US company, any company told me is calendar year or fiscal year. Okay? Let me know. Then you can go home.